What's up world, welcome back to my channel. Vladi B here once again with another video, and today I want to talk to you about sales. Is sales still the most lucrative career out there or not anymore? Give me one of those and let's talk a little bit about sales. Sales, in my opinion, still is one of the most lucrative careers. I'm gonna get straight to the point here because there is no other career out there that allows you to make as much money as you want to make, because you set the limit for yourself in sales. That's why sales is so great to be in general. You should be feeling blessed to be in sales if you are in sales, and if you're not in sales, you should consider getting into sales, but it's definitely not for everybody. Sales is one of the toughest careers also. Not just the most lucrative, but also the toughest. And that's why it's so lucrative, because you have the potential of earning as much as you want to earn. Let's say you're working 9 to 5 and you're making 20 bucks an hour, 30 bucks an hour, 50 bucks an hour, doesn't matter. That's your earning limit. You cannot earn more than that. You can make 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, make some overtime, work some overtime. Salary is set. You can't make more than that. You can sometimes, like I said, you can work some overtimes, but that's it. Now in sales, on the other hand, you make as much as you sell. So the more you go out there and meet more people and the more you sell, the more you're gonna make. There is no limit. The only limitation is how much you're willing to work. How much effort are you willing to put into this career? If you're willing to work long hours, if you're willing to work when the weather is bad, when it's the weekend, it's the holiday, nobody else wants to work during those times and you are available so you can make more money. It's like that story by Jim Rohn. He's talking about a rainy day. In his example, Jim Rohn is talking about a rainy day when the salesperson looks out of the window and says, "It rains." They don't expect me to go out there and sell today, right? And he stays home. The other salesperson looks out of the window and looks at the same rain and says, "Wow, what a great day to go out and make sales," especially because all other salespeople are going to be staying home today. So that's a whole different mentality that this person has. And so if you have that kind of a mentality, we have to think outside of the box, not think of ways to slack off and not work, but actually think of ways on how to go out there and meet more people, meet new customers, more prospects. And every industry is different out there. Some industries still require you to go out there and knock on doors, and other industries you advertise and people call you. For example, I know some people that are in the solar business. They install solar. They actually sell solar systems for people, and they have to go door to door knocking and explaining to people why it's beneficial for them to have solar installed on their home. So that's one way of doing things. I'm here in the HVAC business and I don't go knocking on people's doors asking them to fix their AC for them. There's no need for that, because in the summertime when it's super hot, I advertise online and the people just call me, and then I send my technicians out there or go there myself. There are lots of different options of how to find new prospects, new customers. You can go and meet people at big commercial buildings. You can talk to property managers. Again, it really depends on which business you're in, and every business will be different. But the best way is to, of course, advertise, and if you're really good at advertising, or you pay someone else who is good at it, so that they can put your name out there, and whenever people Google specific keywords, your company shows up in one of the first search results, and then people will call you. And then it's up to you to go out there and sell your service, because if they called you, it doesn't mean that they're going to do business with you. And that's one of the things I wanted to mention in this video in particular, because sales, some people may think it's easy or it's for crooks. That's all BS. Sales doesn't have to be that way. Salesperson, sales consultant is someone who is good at figuring out what people need, what their needs are, and then trying to combine those needs with the solutions that their company can offer or has to offer, and then that way they solve the customer's problem. And that really is what separates good salespeople from not so good salespeople. Being able to figure out exactly what the customer's needs are. If you go out there and you want to sell, how are you gonna sell if you don't know what your customer even needs? It's like this example, sell me this pen. Well, some person's gonna be like, pen promotion, buy one, get one for free, only today. That's kind of like a BS marketing. On the other hand, you can be like, okay, how long have you been in the market for a new pen? What are you looking for in a pen? What's a good pen for you? How long are you using it throughout the day? How many pens do you go through in 1 year? Do you want it to be soft or do you want it to be hard? You start asking those questions and you figure out what exactly they're looking for, and then based on what you can offer, you show them, okay, this pen over here is gonna last you for a long time. It has the soft grip, it writes really thin, you can use it all day long, and it's gonna be comfortable for you. So once you figure this out and you can present to the customer that your product can actually match their needs, whatever their needs are, they will buy from you. But let's not forget that a lot of people will be shopping for the best price. A lot of people will be shopping for, you know, the cheapest deal out there. So I'm not gonna base my prices based on the cheapest customer out there. I'm gonna base my prices based on my numbers, my specific numbers, and that's what you have to do as well in your business. You have to really make sure that you know your numbers and that you're pricing correctly. I can be the cheapest guy if I wanted to, but how long is that going to keep me in business? Not very long. It's not even going to make me any money, because if you account for all the warranties, all the maintenance, all the stuff that has to be included in the price, being the cheapest guy will cost you more money in the long term. You are actually going to have to pay out of your pocket if you're a legitimate company and you will actually be there to take care of your customers. Now, there are those companies that do the work and then disappear. And of course, in that case, you know, whatever profit they made, they just take it and they go. They're gone. And if the customer calls with an issue, that company doesn't answer their phone anymore. That's a sketchy and a shady way of doing business too. And that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm in business for. I want my business to run good. I want to have a good reputation. I want people to like me and my company and want to do business with me again in the future, or refer me to their friends and family and neighbors and whatnot. And if I do crappy job, if I don't deliver what I promise, then people will not recommend me, and they will actually ruin my reputation by talking to others, and they will tell everybody they know that they shouldn't use my business ever because my business sucks. So to avoid that, to build a strong business, you have to make sure that the customers are satisfied as much as possible. Once again, don't get discouraged, because sales is a really tough career. There's lots of competition out there. Most likely, whatever business you're in, there are a lot of other companies out there doing the same thing, offering lower prices. Some will be offering higher prices, which is good for you, but you should really price properly, and you should never get discouraged if someone chooses a different company and doesn't decide to go with you, because there are multiple reasons for that. Maybe they could deliver it faster, maybe their price is much lower, maybe they just like the salesperson a bit better. It really depends, but don't take it personal and just keep trying, but don't just do the same thing that doesn't work for you every single time and keep doing that same thing, because then you're not gonna make any progress, you're not gonna improve. You're just gonna keep doing the same thing over and over that doesn't work. He's gonna give you the same result that doesn't work. Maybe 1 out of 100 will agree to buy from you, but the real way, the best way to make this better for you, if you're not so good at sales, is to actually really try to take a look and reflect on how was your presentation when the people bought from you versus when people didn't buy from you. Was your presentation any different? Did you ask some different questions? Did you give different prices? Maybe you were talking differently? Maybe you were more energetic, less energetic, you know, talking too fast, talking too slow. Try to remember those things and try to reflect on them and then make adjustments. If you try a certain strategy or a technique that seems to work for you, then look deeper into this technique, try to develop it more and try to use it more often. If you notice that whatever you're doing is not working for you, you're not able to sell, then start thinking about changing your ways. Maybe you have to ask people different questions, maybe you have to ask them more questions, or maybe less questions. You have to really reflect on what you do and try to improve on that. The biggest mistake you can make in sales is not reflecting on your own work, on your own presentation. You have to perfect your presentation. Your presentation starts, you're probably gonna suck at the beginning, but as you do it more and more, you get better at it. You get better at answering customers' questions, you get better at overcoming their objections, and just overall becoming better at sales. Just don't make the mistake of repeating the same thing again and again that doesn't work. If something doesn't work for you once, twice, 3 times, you have to make changes. You can't keep doing this 10, 20 times expecting a different result. You have to change some things around and then try again with a new approach. And this is essentially how you succeed in sales. And trust me, sales career path is one of the best ones, because sales is what's moving the economy forward, right? The realtors are selling properties. They help people find the best place for their family. Car salespeople, they help people find the best car for them. Sales profession is one of those that truly has no limit to your earning potential. Unlike every other 9-to-5 job or a salary job, those always have a limit. And you might be thinking, well, if I'm selling cookware and I can only make, let's say, 50,000 a year, how can I possibly make more in this profession? It doesn't matter what you're selling. The idea behind being a master salesperson is understanding customer needs. Once you understand how to get to that point, how to figure out, the whole secret here is to be able to learn how to figure out people, how to talk to different types of people, understanding their personalities, and also being able to figure out what their needs are. And then you can just switch from selling cookware to selling cars, to selling real estate, to selling solar, HVAC. Anything can be sold. People sell furniture, people sell houses, people sell massage chairs, anything you want, anything you can imagine, everything. You can be a salesperson for anything out there. You just have to make sure you find something that you actually enjoy selling. For example, if I was to sell cars, I would go into a dealership that sells the car that I love the most. Like, let's say if I like Tesla, then I would rather work at a Tesla dealership, because it will be easier for me to sell Tesla because I like them, I know their features, and I can show the customer with enthusiasm and excitement on what they're about to purchase. If I go into like let's say a Hyundai or a Kia dealership that I'm not a fan of, and I'm gonna try to sell that car, they're gonna notice that I'm not really enthusiastic about this car because it's not my favorite car. So I'm not gonna go into this dealership because it doesn't make sense for me. Not everybody is good at selling cars, but someone who is amazing at selling cars might be really bad at selling real estate, and vice versa. Someone who is really good at selling real estate might not be able to sell cars. On the other hand, there are people that, if they're good at sales, they can figure out any type of sale. It doesn't matter if you give them pens to sell, pencils, real estate, cars, air conditioners, they'll sell whatever you ask them to sell. Some people are like that, and these are the masters. In order to be great in sales, you have to understand how to ask people questions in order to understand their needs, and then be able to tailor their needs with your solutions. Second is you have to understand your product, because if you don't understand your product, then you don't know how to respond to the customer's needs. So you have to know what your product actually does, and that way you can show them, okay, this is what you need, and this is what my product does. And based on what you need, my product can solve that need for you. The third thing is not taking it personal. You're gonna face a lot of rejections, a lot, and that can be really devastating if you take it personally, right? If you take every single rejection personally, you're gonna burn yourself out. You're not gonna be able to do it because you're gonna be depressed. You're gonna be like, why are they rejecting me? What's wrong with me, right? Instead, you have to reflect on those and look at it positive. Every rejection is an opportunity to learn, what have I done wrong? What could I have done differently to get to win that sale? If it's a price thing, there isn't much you can do, because you can obviously drop your price, but at that point you may be losing money, so that doesn't make sense. So that customer is not for you. On the other hand, it could be something else. It could be your personality, it could be the way you talk, the way you smell, the way you dress, it could be anything. If that's the case, then you want to work on those things. So that's your job. If you want to have no limit on your earning potential, you have to figure those things out and never give up, because if you give up, you're not going to achieve anything. But if you keep on going persistently and working on your mistakes, working on improving your presentation, you're going to be way better off than the majority of people. Thank you guys for watching my channel. I really appreciate everybody who subscribes to my channel to support my work. This has been tough. This is a really busy summer for me, but I still try to post every week as promised, and trying to keep my videos short and to the point with a lot of useful information for you. Give me one of those, subscribe, and I will see you in one of my next videos.